Looking to grade your Pokemon cards and you don't know how to do it? Check out Ludkins Collectables and grade your Pokemon cards with zero risk. Check video description or visit ludkinscollectables.com for more.
Looking to trade your old bulk for some of the latest Pokemon booster boxes? Well, check ccgcastle.com. The process is very simple. Send in 1400 cards and get a brand new sealed booster box back. We ship boxes worldwide for free once we get your cards. Make sure to check video description or check ccgcastle.com for more informations.
Once again, welcome back Pokemon trainers to the Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video, I built one interesting version of Tapu Bulu Vikavolt deck for the standard format. I'm not gonna waste too much time, so I'm gonna go through the deck list and we'll try to explain all of the cards inside. So there's a few different decks that I decided to include this time in this version of the deck. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy it. So without further ado, let's just take a look at the Pokemon list. So we have, of course, one Oranguru. So decided to go with Oranguru with Instruct. Once per turn I can draw a card till I have 3 in my hand. Technically I can also attack with the Psychic, so by 3 energies I can go for like 60 plus 20 for each energy attached to my opponent active Pokemon. In some situations can be good attacker. It's mainly here for that late game, so we can actually have the draw support. One Tapu Koko, optional for the free retreat, can also be used for the fly flip. Against some certain decks, we're not going to be able to go for the maybe one hit knockout. So we can just use Tapu Koko for the fly flip for a few turns, which can also help us to set up one hit knockout. Then of course, couple Tapu Leles. And I basically decided to go with the 3 is my lucky number. I don't know why, but I'm not running 4 Leles. I just find myself to have pretty consistent draw support with Tapu Lele times 3. And this is the reason why I just decided to keep also 3 copies of Tapu Lele as well in this deck build. So far we have 5 different Pokemon, 5 Pokemons in total, 3 different types. And of course right now we're gonna take a look at our main attacker. Of course, Tapu Lele can also be used as a attacker, but we're just gonna take a look at a Tapu Lele 180 HP grass Pokemon. 3 good attacks. A Horn attack with 1 energy can go for 30, which is a good thing. So if we start turn 1 with Tapu Bulu in the front, we can also use Horde attack. Depend for how many damage counters, 30, 40, 60. It will all depend if you're gonna have Fighting Fury Belt, if you're gonna have Choice Band, and if on the other side will be just a GX or EX. Natural Judgment is the attack that we're gonna focus, and we will try to use as many times as we can, because with 3 energies we can go for like 120. If we decide to discard all energies, then we can go for 60 more damage counters. 120 and 60 can be 180 with the Choice Band 210. So it's enough for the 1-hit knockout against 210 HP Pokemon, like Ninetales GX, for example, like Golisopod. Unfortunately, not enough to go for the 1-hit knockout against 220, 230 like Gardevoir. Against Gardevoirs, of course, we're gonna need something like 2-hit knockout and something like Professor Skukui. But the good thing about that is simply the fact that we can just discard 2 energies and pretty much ignore our opponent Gardevoir, because he will need like 6 energies to 1-hit knockout or Tapu Bulu, which is not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Trust me, my friends. So 3 copies of Tapu Bulu. I don't even want to discuss about being able to 1-hit knockout something like a Metagross. It's just pointless. I mean, 250 HP, it's way too hard to be knocked out by the single shot. 3 Grubbins, I guess I don't need to specify them too much. They're just Grubbins, you know. And as well 2 copies of Jerrybugs. The reason why I decided to go with 2 Cherrybugs is simply because there's a lot of SP and EX floating around, and we simply need to have Cherrybug around. Also, a huge problem for us can be that Alon Ninetales, which is not GX, because he can simply prevent our Leles and Bulus from being able to attack, but the good thing is that we have Vikavolt, who can also attack. Unfortunately for 4 energies, which is a lot, but still we can just one-hit knockout our opponent, Ninetales for example, where on the other side he cannot do the same thing with his baby Ninetales. And of course I'm also running 3 Vikavolts in this deck. If we have 2 strong charge per turn, we can attach 4 energies, which is just amazing. So 150 HP Pokemon is also not easy to be knocked out. I decided to disconclude this time Vikavolt GX, which I might be a little bit criticizing about that, but yeah, this is the reason why I just decided to go with Oranguru and Tapu Koko. Tapu Koko is also good because it can help to have that free retreat, which is very important with that Guzma, and we don't need to worry about Floatstone. Energy recycling card, I'm running 1 energy recycle, of course, so shuffle 5 basic energies from discard pile back to your deck. Very good card. 2 copies of Field Blower, because Field Blower is a very important card in this deck, especially against Garbodor and Garbotoxin. It can help us to discard Stadium or tools from our opponent Pokemon in play. 2 copies of Fighting Fury Belts, so with a Fighting Fury Belt I can basically have 40 extra HP and 10 more extra attack. In addition to that, I'm also running 2 copies of Choice Band. So with the Choice Band, we can have extra 30 damage against our opponent GX or EX Pokemons, which I was talking at the beginning of the game. And also with Vikavolt, for example, we can go for like 180. So against in some certain matchups, we can even sack one of our Vikavolts in exchange for maybe 2 prize cards, and just trading him for 1 prize card, not attacking with, for example, Tapu Bulu. So also running 3 copies of Rare Candies, of course. I also decided to go with 2 Heavy Balls, so for the best possible consistency. I'm running 4 copies of Heavy Ball this time, 2 copies of Heavy Ball and 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Maybe a little bit overkill, but I think it's not. Just because Vikavolt is a 3 retreat cost, Cherry Bug is a 3 retreat cost, and Grubbins are also 3 retreat cost, as well as the Tapu Bulu, so Heavy Ball can help us a lot. It will be more consistent with the Heavy Ball, just in case if we're stuck without Vikavolt turn 2. If we're not going to have Vikavolt turn 2, we're probably going to have turn 3 2 Vikavolts and play with 3 Candies, 2 Heavy Balls, and 4 Ultra Balls, in my opinion. So I'm also running 4 copies of Ultra Ball. Supporter line, yeah, a little bit interesting. 1 copy of Bridget, of course. It's a very good card. It's the probably best setup card in game. I decided also to go with 1 copy of Brock's Grid. Yes, I know that I'm gonna waste supporter play. So some people will say, well, better go with 2 energy recycles. Some people even attempt to play 2 energy recycles and Brock's Grid, or even Super Roads or stuff like that. Against Garbodor, Brock's Grid will gonna be good. Just in case if we don't have Vikavolts, or if we are forced to discard plenty of them, we can just recover energies plus Pokemons from discard pile with the Brock's Grid. So this is the reason why I just decided to take 1 Brock's Grid this time. Also 2 copies of Skyla. I guess I don't need to talk too much about Skyla. Skyla is very important just so we can grab something like a Rare Candy with it. We can Skyla into another supporter card, we can Skyla into Ultra Ball, then Ultra Ball, discarding 2 more cards for something like, I don't know, maybe Vikavolt, then Rare Candy into Vikavolt, then we can use Strong Charge, and then we can just use Instruct, which can be pretty cool. And yeah, then I'm running 2 copies of Acerola, so this is the top secret card in this build. The reason why I just decided to go with the Acerolas is simply because if my opponent is not capable to one-hit knock on my Tapu Bulu, and if I can simply scoop him from the game and then just easily attach again energies to him, that's okay. Because our opponent will have hard time being able to one-hit knock out 220 HP Pokemon like Tapu Bulu if there is Fighting Fury Belt, so that's for sure. Even 180 is not easy to do. So that's the reason why I decided to take 2 Acerolas and see how it will work, and it will work definitely good. In addition to that, I'm running also 3 copies of Guzma, so decided to go with a heavy amount of the Guzmas, 3 in total. It's a very good card in the current standard format. It's not as good as the Lysander was. In some certain situations, Guzma might be better, just in case if you're stuck with something in the front, then you cannot retreat, and you're willing to retreat something, you can always play Guzma, so you don't need to have Switch Escape Rope or any other retreat card like a Flowstone, for example. So in those cases, Guzma is okay, but I still prefer the old one, which was a Lysander. But since I'm not running Flowstone in this build, Guzma is definitely a good option. 4 copies of M. Of course, we really want to have as best consistency as we can have. Also in the late game, we're not going to damage ourselves by playing N simply because we have Oranguru. And you can guess what else I'm running. 4 copies of Professor Sycamore. Discard a hand draw of 7 card. Consistency is mother of nature, some players will say, as well as me. So yeah, pretty much 8 draft supporter, 3 Guzmas, 2 Acerolas. There's like 13 supporter cards, 2 Skylers, that's like 15, Broxwood and Bridget. I mean, that's like 17 supporter cards. I mean, 8, 11, 13, 15, 17. I think this is the only deck that runs 17 supporter cards. So far I didn't play a deck that actually had more than like 12 supporter cards. I think this is definitely a record for my decks. 17 supporter cards it's very hard to beat. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna play against Garbodor with a Drampa, we're gonna be just simply fine, especially if our opponent will not be able to knock that Fighting Fury Belt, because there's plenty of supporter card, plenty of consistency, plenty of different options what to do. So yeah, we can definitely have a good time against those matchups. Speaking about energies, this time I decided to go a little bit different. So this time I decided to play 4 copies of Lightning Energies and then also 7 Grass Energies. So 11 energies in total, but this time I decided to go with 4-7 instead of the 8-3. Just because I decided to basically make this deck more consistent so we can have much easier 2 Vikavolts with a strong charge in play, so we can actually rely more on attaching 4 energies per turn instead of just 3, which can be a huge advantage. Especially if you can also manually attach 1 more energy from hand, which means that in a single turn we can attach for like 5 energies in total, which is just insanely good. And pretty much that's the deck list. So overall it's pretty interesting. I should also say that it's very consistent and it have a lot of options. It can be a little bit tanky, it can be fast, it can be powerful, it can be also recoverable with those Acerolas. So yeah, there's plenty of options, and I definitely recommend you to try this build, especially if you are playing already Tapu Bulu Vikavolt deck, so it's not hard for you to just try to implement this deck list, this decks, and to see how it will work for you. So I hope I'm gonna help a little bit with Tapu Bulu Vikavolt choice and the deck list. Once again, I hope you enjoy watching this video. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already didn't. It will mean me a lot. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. Make sure to check ccgcastle.com and Ludkins Collectable if you're looking to buy, sell, or maybe send your cards to the PSA grading service. Links are provided in my video description, just in case if you're new to the channel, you can also check that. So once again, thanks for watching. Till the next time, have a nice day, and goodbye.